Devi Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayanti Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhagavati Naishtiku. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 8. Shloka number 26. It's a very, very famous shloka. Janmaishwarya Shuta Shribhir Edamana Madhapama Naivadati Abhidhatum Vai Vama Kinchana Gocharam Janmaishwarya Shuta Shribhir Edamana Madhapama Naivadati Abhidhatum Vai Vama Kinchana Gocharam Janmaishwarya Shuta Shribhir Edamana Madhapama Naivadati Vama Kinchana Gocharam. Word-to-word meaning: Janma, birth, Aishwarya, opulence, Shruta, education, Shribhi, by possession of beauty, Edamana, progressively increasing, Madaha, intoxication, Uma, the human being, Na, never, Eva, ever, Ankati, deserves, Abhidhatum, to address in feeling, why, certainly, Tvam, you, Akinchana Gocharam, one who is approached easily by materially exhausted man. Translation by His Divine Graces Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharshi Prabhupada. Jai Shri. My Lord, your Lordship can easily be approached, but only by those who are materially exhausted. One who is on the path of material progress, trying to improve himself with respectable parentage, great opulence, high education, and bodily beauty, cannot approach you with sincere feeling. Om Jnana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Dharam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudhapadakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sarvajatavam Sarvanatam Tam Sajivam Sadhaitam Savadutam Parajana Saritam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Dalita Shri Vishakanitascha He Krishna Padana Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagannath Gopesha Vigadanda Radha Kandha Tapata Shalmunani Radhe Radhe Shri Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarudyasya Sindhu Yavidacha Patina Pavane Yodeshvare Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Srivasa Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna. So it's a very, very nice shloka. So today we'll be having session till 8:30 and 8:30 to 8:45. Now we will have a small address for the Shiksha devotees, and then the Shiksha program will continue. I think in IOF also many boys are taking Shiksha, so it will continue that way. So at 8:45, all of you have to log in into your accounts. 8:30 ideally. No, you can just log in your mobile, and then 8:45 you can join in the Shiksha program. So okay. So this shloka, the translation says, "My Lord, your Lordship can easily be approached, but only by those who are materially exhausted. One who is on the path of material progress, trying to improve himself with respectable parentage, great opulence, high education, and bodily beauty, cannot approach you with sincere feeling." So one of the this ones is like an ironical thing that is there in Krishna consciousness is that Krishna consciousness is the easiest process to be performed, but then it is very difficult also. So what is this easy and difficult this one? So here it is mentioned the Lord can be easily approached. So but the difficulty is that it is only a person can easily approach only who's materially exhausted. That is the difficult aspect. So this material exhaustion is an attachment that the living entity is having, very deep attachment the living entity is having towards the material world. And so even devotees who understand that we have to become attached to Krishna, so they are also not able to give up material attachment. So like this material attachment, is it only thus that I have to understand, I have to give it up, or anything more is there not to give up the material attachment? We need the mercy of the Lord. And in the material level, just in the material level, do we have any other complications? So why it is so difficult to give up material attachment?
We might have the higher attachment.
We don't have higher attachment. Okay. So here it is mentioned that one who gives up, then only like he can attach he can get the attraction to the Lord. Yeah, that aspect is also there. Param Drishta Nivartate. So any other complications in the material level?
Previous birth conditioning.
Conditioning. No, that is a very important thing. So we have got an instrument of this mind, intelligence, and false ego, the subtle body, and they are designed based on our previous experiences, the previous samskaras. So that is a major battle that a living entity actually goes through. So, but then when the living entity turns his face towards Krishna, he starts taking shelter of Krishna. So it is a matter of time, these things can be wound up. It's a matter of time because with the assistance of Krishna, with the assistance of spiritual master, and with proper practice of Krishna consciousness, the previous conditioning can be overcome, right? So this is also one of the difficulty that a living entity has. It is after he decides that he has to give up the material attachment, there is huge project that is awaiting him. So like it takes a good amount of time for him to get out of the material conditioning. So, okay, like let's read the purport. So being materially advanced means taking birth in aristocratic family and possessing great wealth, education, and attractive personal beauty. Okay, so this is Janma Aishwarya Shuddha Sridhar. So this is something that we always quote, that this is the standard of material advancement, or we also sometimes quote it as if there is material punya, how that material punya will be shown. So in these four factors, good birth and possessing great wealth, education, and attractive personal beauty. So these are all the four things that that is actually result of material punya. So now a devotee is not supposed to have any of these things.
We can have attachment to all those things.
Yeah, so we can have, but understanding that all these things belongs to Krishna, and right now I'm just a caretaker of this thing, So and then it can, these things can leave me at any point in time, right? So once I was just telling that one of our devotees in Narsimha Mandir, so his relative, his wife's brother, so he was a very very nice scientist in a particular field. So one fine day, what happened? Suddenly, he lost all his memory, and he's completely he's now after that, he could not able to do anything much in his life. He's always sitting like a dumb person. And if you ask about his past, this one about his technical education and things like that, he will explain very nicely. But from then till now, he doesn't have any memory. So like he doesn't recognize his family members. He doesn't recognize, like he cannot be a normal, man in this world. Suddenly his switch is switched off, and he cannot do anything. Like, he cannot just remember. So it's a this one, like all the education, wealth, beauty, and all these things can just go off in one moment, actually. So it is a property that is given to us, and based on our past pious activities. And when our past pious activities results are over, then suddenly the supply will stop, and then we will be wondering like what it happens, how it happened. So people generally in this world, why do they go through depression?
Because they had an expectation of him.
Because they have been experiencing something and suddenly it is taken off. So, or they have expectation that this thing will happen. So he did this activity, he got this result. I will also do. I should get the result, and he does, and he's not getting the same result as other person. So he gets this one. So it is approaching the material things, thinking that this is some object which I can acquire, by own endeavor at this point in time. So he doesn't understand that no, इसके लिए endeavor पहले किया होना चाहिए. And so not at this point in time, if I do some endeavor, I may not get it. So it is something that what I have done already. So that is what I will get now. So in one definition, so one of my god brothers like Vidan Gauravu, he was mentioning this particular aspect. So Bhagavad Gita, we were trying to study Bhagavad Gita sometime like in the lockdown period. So at that time, so he was mentioning that astik. What is the meaning of astik? So like if you go to the root of it, it is asti. Asti means it is there. So like astik means what? A believer in God we tell, but actually astik means one who believes in future life and one who believes in the past lives. So he has an understanding what I'm going through now is the result of the past lives, and what I'll be doing now is the preparation of the future lives, right? What I'm undergoing now is the result of the past life, and what I'll be doing now is a preparation for the future lives. So this understanding somebody has, so he is called astik. So like so that is and Nastik means like no asti, the future life doesn't exist. No, whatever is there, this life, enjoy karo. So like that. So that is Nasti. So in this way, we see that even a materialist, a Vedic materialist is also an astic. He's also a religious person. He is preparing himself for the future life. So he understands that many lives are there, and he's preparing himself for future lives, and he's performing pious activities, to be enjoyed later in the future. So even that is an believer. It's a astic means a believer. So he's a believer in the science of God, right? So all materialistic men are mad after possessing all these material opulences, and this is known as the advancement of material civilization. Right? So advancement of material civilization is like trying to advance in these four things. So now the material one devotee was explaining this thing that this material world is like goal post idhar hai, sab goal idhar marna hai. But goal post एक और गोल पोस्ट उधर लगा दिया एंड सबको कन्विंस कर दिया वही गोल पोस्ट है सब लोग उधर मारी and actual goal post is here. So like that, so this material things, the material civilization has artificially created a goal post, and then everybody are made to like play towards that goal post. And what is a promise that is given? If you hit the ball over there, you will become happy. You will become satisfied. So then the complaint comes like, "Arey, kitna baar marenge?" Thoda lagta hai ki satisfaction and happiness are like, no, but eventually I'm not getting satisfaction. So then this one answer is, तुम सही एंगल से नहीं मारा तो इस एंगल से मारना चाहिए तब नो सेटिस्फैक्शन मिलेगा एंड also ऐसे लाइक एंगल बदल के मारते जा रहे हैं satisfaction नहीं मिल रहा है so and then there is other complexities that are there. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur gives this one example of that 5 paisa circus. So like in that, what happens like a person is a circus company comes and sets up, and then 5 paisa circus, and they are like no one man show, like no only one man can go inside at a time. and then the first person goes and he gets thoroughly beaten up. And when he comes out, like a whole lot of queue is there, and he thinks that if I say that I have not beaten up, no, what will the other people think? He says like, no, the circus to bahut badhiya tha. And the next person goes inside, he also gets beaten up, and he comes out and thinks that only I got beaten up, no, the other people got a good experience. If I tell like what will people think, so this comparison and complexity ensures that nobody shares the reality to other person. So it is like a very very nicely self balanced system. So even if somebody says like, no, I'm dissatisfied, other materialistic philosopher will come and say that no, a life hai. So like what, how will you enjoy if you don't have experience of misery? So like you should have some experience of misery. Tabhi to like no enjoyment of acha lagega. So like that. So it is all these complex notions are there. So somehow or other, the materialistic civilization is successful, in convincing everybody this is the way of life and this is the enjoyment, and people are going forward towards that. So, but the result is that by possessing all these material assets, one becomes artificially puffed up, intoxicated by such temporary possessions. So this we can see in small children, like they'll be crying for some toy, and the moment the toy comes in their hand, they'll be like really superhero, So they'll think that no, now I have this, I'm so very great and things like that. So like thoda der pehle like us cheez ke liye ro raha tha, and then now he has got and he's feeling like very proud about it. Right? So this is the position. So we sometimes we make fun of the children, but this is the position of the grown-up living entities also in the material world. So little bit of possession comes to the hand, immediately they become intoxicated. They think that they possess this thing. So in this connection, there is one nice funny story is there of a. It's not a real story, but there was a frog who was like who was walking on the what is that Raja Vidhi, and then he got like one coin was there, and he sat on top of the coin, and then now he thought like, now I am the richest person in the entire world, and now I can command anybody, right? So then the king's procession was coming in the elephant. King was having a procession, and this frog, he was like thinking that I am the greatest person in this world, and he was ordering the elephant, now you stop, like you should not proceed further. And elephant को कुछ सुनाई नहीं थी. He stamped on the event. Right? So in that way we see that. So little bit possessions, people get and they think that now we are in control of the whole world. So a ordinary person, if he gets a little small job, so he thinks that I am on top of everything, right? And if he gets a one vehicle or one house of his own and things like that, he feels very great person, and he's fit enough to give advice to other people, right? So that's how people actually think. So this material intoxication actually happens because of this temporary possession, and consequently, such materially puffed up persons are incapable of uttering the holy name of the Lord by addressing him feelingly, O Govinda, O Krishna. It is said in Shastras that by once uttering the holy name of the Lord, the sinner gets rid of a quantity of sin that he is unable to commit. So now we see that this quality of utterance is mentioned here, and a materially intoxicated person cannot utter the holy name with feeling. So what is the why he cannot utter the holy name with feeling? So what are the complications that are there here?
Because he cannot accept any other person as a controller or like the proprietor of anything. He considers himself to be the doer and himself to be the proprietor of the things.
Yeah, so he cannot accept anybody else as proprietor or master, and any other aspects which are required for calling out in with feeling.
He feels like he has other shelter than Krishna.
Yeah, he has other shelter than he has like Bhagwan ke paas ja rahe, but to mera paas to sab kuch hai, like so and this one, and then why did you come to the Lord and chant the holy name? To log bolte hain acha hai, karna chahiye, to hum kar rahe. So it is not that they are in need of it. So the acute need is not felt. So it is only the mothers know, like when the child cries, the mothers know. So like if the child is like simply crying, so then if one time I told to my sister, like when my sister's children were small. So like, my this one, the boy was crying. So then I told my sister, like, he's crying, no, you should take care of him. And like, this is not actual crying. I know when he's actually crying, I know. So the mothers know, like, no, when is the actual cry? No, when the child is really in need, a different tune comes actually. So, the Lord also knows that if simply somebody is like chanting just like that, he knows that this guy is not actually calling. He is not actually in need of it. So, and then why sometimes at that time, if the Lord comes also, the devotee may respond saying that no, आपको कौन बुलाया अभी? So that's why the Lord doesn't come during that time. So, so this is very important that a devotee, he feels completely in need of the Lord and completely incapable of handling the situation. So that is when he'll be able to feelingly call the Lord. And the Lord also doesn't come because if that Lord's arrival becomes very cheap, so then the living entity will never call out feelingly, right? So, but no, if the Lord comes, then all the problems are solved, no? So why the Lord doesn't come? Why the Lord waits for the living entity to call out feelingly?
Unless he's able to appreciate. So just like in case when Krishna was personally present, then also many people could not appreciate him as Lord. But more than the Lord's presence, it's the appreciation which is required.
Why the appreciation required?
Till the time they don't understand that who is Lord, who and I. Till that time, I think because the Lord doesn't want to give devotees understanding. So if someone doesn't know about
Lord has given us the free will, so he doesn't want to force it on us when we really desire to.
So, still more deeper answer is there. So, why God waits till the point of we getting to a deep call, feeling call? Yes, Paul?
हम लोग अपनी फ्री विल से आए हैं तो वो फ्री विल हम लोग की एकदम क्लेंस हो जाए कि अब नहीं है भगवान के बिना नहीं रह सकते तो
क्यों इतना possessive है भगवान? Why he's doing like that?
because we should not be like, coming in this condition. Like,
Actually, the Lord is the greatest well-wisher of the living entity. And what is the well-wishing factor of the Lord in this kind of behavior of the Lord?
Increasing the intensity.
हाँ, तो intensity increase करने में हमारा क्या well-being हो सकता है?
We get more attached to the Lord.
हाँ.
If I pray to the Lord.
So that is the only way we can become completely satisfied. So there's no other way we can become completely satisfied, right? Savai pamsa parva dharma yatho bhakti radokshije ahaituki apratihata yayatma suprasidati. Only through the medium of bhakti towards the Lord and like having connection with the Lord, so we can become satisfied. And when we can become more satisfied, when we have intense connection with the Lord. So when the connection with the Lord happens, the Lord is not willing to reciprocate because he wants intense connection with him, so that we can become deeply satisfied. So he is looking for our welfare. Actually, Lord is not looking for that. I should get another loyal follower. No, the Lord is not looking in that angle. So the Lord is actually looking for the deep satisfaction of the living entity, right? So that is when we will become deeply satisfied. So that's what the Lord is actually looking for. So he is really our well-wisher. Consequently, such materially puffed up persons are incapable of uttering the holy name of the Lord by addressing him feelingly, O Govinda, O Krishna. So it is said in the Shastras that by one utterance of the holy name of the Lord, the sinner can get rid of so much quantities of sin that he can even not plan to commit, or in many lifetimes he cannot even commit. So that much of sin the holy name can actually eradicate. Such is the power of utterance of the holy name of the Lord. So there is not least exaggeration in this statement. Actually, the Lord's holy name has such powerful potency, but there is a quality to such feelingly utter. Such utterance also. It depends on the quality of feeling. A helpless man can feelingly utter the holy name of the Lord, whereas a man who utters the same holy name in great material satisfaction cannot be so sincere. Okay, so the previous point, we see that the holy name has the capacity to eradicate unlimited amount of sins. So, but then it also requires a particular quality. So in this connection, there is one nice story of that Gopal Pan or Akbar Bilbo jo bhi like wo story hai. So where the king he gives announces a prize for somebody who can sit in the cold season, sit within the water body on a night, cold night. So and one yogi, he actually passes the test. He sits there and then he passes the test. And then when king is about to award him, so then like one of the persons tells him that you see, like there is a far away, there is one lamp is there, in the top of the this one in the top of a palace, and this yogi had derived his heat, from there. So that's how he could able to stay there within the water. So then the king told, okay, fine, like no, then it's cheating ho gaya. So then I'll not award him. So then what happened? Next day they were supposed to go somewhere, go to some other place, and the king asked the people or whoever it is, the character I don't remember. So Akbar Birbal or that Gopalvan story is kisi mein ek aata hai. So then he took charge of making the travel prasad, and then the travel ka time ho gaya, like the king is very urgent, like we have to go, and he's telling no abhi khana ban raha hai, like wait kijiye, khana ban raha hai, wait kijiye. And then 1 ghanta gaya, 2 ghanta gaya, like then the king became impatient. Then he went inside the sun, and saw that a little fire is there below, and the pot is tied in the top. So then the king asked, like, no, ऐसे कैसे खाना बनेगा? Fire तो है उधर, पहुंच जाएगा. So then if that yogi can derive fire, from the faraway lamp, this fire also can, the cooking can happen with this fire also. So then king understood, okay, So like that, the holy name also, it is very powerful, but then if it is, chanted with feeling, so then, the actual power of the holy name we can actually get. So otherwise the connect is not happening, right? So the real intensity is not happening. So, without like sufficient intensity of heat, then the cooking cannot happen. In the same way, without sufficient intensity of chanting, so the purification cannot happen. So there is attached quality to it. It depends on the quality of feeling. A helpless man can feelingly utter the holy name of the Lord, whereas a man who utters the same holy name in great material satisfaction cannot be so sincere. A materially puffed up person may utter the holy name of the Lord occasionally, but he is incapable of uttering the name in quality. Therefore, the 4 principles of material advancement, namely high parentage, good wealth, high education, and attractive beauty, are, so to speak, disqualifications for progress on the path of spiritual advancement. Right? So basically, like one may have these things or one may not have these things, but one should not attach value to these things. That is the most important thing that is mentioned here. So if we depend on these things, so then we will not be able to depend on the Lord. So we need to have exclusive shelter of the Lord. And when we take shelter of the Lord, so that is when we will be able to come out of the attractions of the material existence. So like with the spiritual knowledge, with the proper understanding of Krishna consciousness, so one should always aspire to take shelter of the Lord, right? So we should see that, like during chanting, sometimes some activities happen, around us, and then we become interested in knowing, what's happening over there, right? So that time we can actually tell to ourselves that how much I will know about this material world. So many things are there to know about this material world, but I'm not having so much interest in knowing about the Lord. I'm not having so much interest about hearing about the Lord. There is so much of treasure that is there within this holy name. So this holy name can actually reveal the Lord, reveal the spiritual world, reveal everything. All the spiritual treasures can be revealed through this holy name. But I don't have any inquisitiveness. I don't have any inquisitiveness that, how will I understand the Lord? How will I be able to advance in Krishna consciousness? So a small thing happens somewhere, and I just want to just simply allow myself to be distracted. Right? So in this way, like so many, this one's like even in any material sense object that attracts the attention of a devotee, he should think like this: that why am I trying to analyze this sense object? So the mind starts analyzing the sense object. So why am I trying to analyze the sense object? So why I should not have similar kind of an interest in the holy name? So why that is not coming up, right? So a devotee can actually have this kind of contemplations and see that his no spiritual attachment increases, and spiritual quest. No, that's why it is mentioned as spiritual quest. No, what is the meaning of the word quest? Huh? Search, no, search, a journey of search, no. So, like, there is so much to be searched in the spiritual this ones. In fact, the Chaturshloki Bhagavatam, no, Krishna ends it by saying that, no, like, what is the essence of the first shloka? Anybody remember? Essence of the first shloka of Chaturshloki?
Lord is there, everything is Lord. And if you are not able to see something in connection with the Lord,
That is second. First is the first portion that you told. So that first portion is that no, everything that exists is directly connected to the Lord, or Lord is the only one who exists. No, everything that exists is expansions and energies and things like that. So essentially, He is the only one that who exists. And second shloka talks about even though He is the only one who exists, and everything that exists is His part and parcel. So still, if we see something, and if we are not able to see its connection with Krishna, so then that is called Maya. And then the third one is like we should be able to see Krishna at every level of the existence, not just at the micro level, no, even at the macro level and every level, no. So the Lord is there as Paramatma in the Anu, and then He is there as Paramatma of the universe, as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and then He is there as Paramatma of the entire material creation, Karanodakshaya Vishnu. So like that, He is there present at every level, any aspects that we take in our life. So, and the fourth shloka it talks about that one should search out to the Lord in all these different levels. It's not just like at one level, we have understood the Lord. It is not sufficient. The Lord is present in layer by layer by layer. He's there at every level of the whole existence. So one should understand, one should search out the Lord in all these different aspects. So this quest is actually given a lot of importance. The search for the absolute truth is given a lot of importance. So it is not that now I've studied and I've understood. No, that's not the real Krishna consciousness. Real Krishna consciousness means constantly being in search. And this search is always very interesting. So if there is something that is unknown, so like how are the video games are designed? There is some treasure somewhere, and the person is going in search. Or there is some goal somewhere, like the person in the car race and this one and all. So that is why people are getting addicted to these things. Why addiction comes? Because there is something to uncover and I'm in search of it. And how a person can become spiritually addicted, starting the quest of Krishna consciousness, that I have something to find, I have something to attain, and I am in search of it, right? So then there is a lot of eagerness that actually comes, right? So this is very, very essential. So if we don't do search, if we don't have a spiritual quest, then the material quest will start. So because this is a basic nature of the living entity to search out for happiness, right? So if he doesn't search in the right area, his quest will always be there. So it is not going to go off. His quest will always be there. So, and Prabhupada gives a nice analogy here. He says that the material covering of the pure spirit soul is an external feature, as much as fever is an external feature of the unhealthy body. The general process is to decrease the degree of fever and not to aggravate it by maltreatment. So like here, what is considered to be the fever? Material advancement. No more money, more fever. So like more education, more material education means more fever. Now somebody was telling that, why is material education? No, it's education, right? It's a jnana. So then why is that condemned? No, it is condemned because it is not jnana. It is like again. It is not proper knowledge. No, why it is not proper knowledge? Why it is called ajnana?
It doesn't connect us with Krishna.
It doesn't have any connection with Krishna. Technically, also, if you analyze, if you have a problem which has 3 variables to solve, and then you have recognized only 2 variables, and you are only managing two variables, and the problem will never get solved. because the third variable is not taken into account. So in the same way, this whole world, how it is working. So earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego, then the living entity is there, then the Supreme Lord is there. So if all these variables are put into the equation, then only the equation will give proper result. So if you remove the soul and the super soul, only the matter you taking, and then you substitute only values for that, always the results will be like weird. And sometimes you may get some result, and that actually encourages the people saying that baki time para galat ho gaya. So they try to do like that. So it is ajnana because it is not giving the complete picture of the existence. The existence has so many other factors, but it deliberately avoids certain factors of this creation. Then how will this one will be proper? So that is why it is ajnana, right? So 8730 bike. 8730 bike. ಯಾವ bike ಅದು? Scooty, okay. ಯಾವ color? Green color, okay. 87. ಕಲಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ಯಾರ ಇದ್ರೆ ಕಲಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. So this the what is the aspect that you are discussing? Ajnana. So it is ajnana. So like ajnana because it doesn't take all the factors into consideration, right? So that is why it is ajnana. So now when we indulge more and more in ajnana, so then the real jnana doesn't arise actually. So that is why it is considered to be a material fever. So more we become attached to the material things, and more we do things which are going to increase our material attachment. What all things can increase our material attachment? So when we come in contact with the sense objects, that increases our material attachment. Then more powerful than that is there.
Meditation on sense objects.
Meditation on sense objects. More powerful than sense objects, something is there.
Association.
Association of those who are addicted to sense objects. Because an addict can give the addiction to us. So you yourself get indulged in sense objects, you may not get so much addiction. But you associate with a person who is addicted, you will get addicted. The proof is, what is the proof? We indulge in the holy name, so we don't get so much attachment. But then we hear from a person who has attachment to the holy name, so we get attachment. So that is why intelligent people, they don't directly go to God. Because God is I may not get attachment to God if you go to God. So but if we go to a person who is attached to God, so then we will get attachment to God. So a person who is addict can give addiction to us. So materially and spiritually, both this formula works both the ways. So that is why it is very important that asat sangha tyaga, a Vaishnavachar, right? So a person who is sincere in the practice of Krishna consciousness, he should deliberately avoid the association of people who are very much addicted to sense gratification. That will be a detrimental thing for him in the process of advancement. So because he will again and again, this is called the maltreatment. Prabhupada is mentioning maltreatment. So maltreatment means deliberately engaging in the sense gratification and deliberately associating with people who are addicted to sense gratification. So that will aggravate the fever, that will increase our material hankering and things like that. So it is, the world actually functions in this way, karanam guna sangosya. So when I have guna sangha, so materially attached person means what? Essentially I am having guna sangha. So I'm interacting with either mode of goodness, passion or ignorance. And a person who's very much attached to sense gratification, he actually magnifies the modes of material nature, for us. And then when we associate with them, so we are actually having guna sangha, and we get conditioned by passion or ignorance. And then we develop desires like that. So when we have guna sangha, so then it becomes difficult to have the satsanga. So we will not be able to, we will not have inspiration to take or engage our senses in the service of the Lord. So we will get more inspiration to do sense gratification. So that is why whenever somebody is disturbed, sometimes devotees also go through this cycle. So somebody is disturbed and his attachment to matter is increasing. And then what is the treatment that we need to give to him? So at that point in time, he will not be able to appreciate the association. He'll be able to, probably he'll be able to appreciate, but then he will not be able to know. So for him to practice Krishna consciousness, so like he has gone through the LKG, UKG and things like that, he has come. And he is slowly, like he was given freedom to have a sense gratification. And at the same time, ek mala karo, do mala karo, like Kavi Prasad le lo and things like that. And then over a period of time, he has developed the faith and he has developed his practice. And now suddenly, due to some bad association, he has again developed the material, again developed the material attraction. So now, like how he can be saved? No, if you ask him, no, give up that and no, do Krishna consciousness, he will not be able to do. Again, he requires the same treatment, of TK, like, no, you can do sense gratification, not a problem, but no, thoda sa mala kar do. So that is a very important, that allowance, like understanding the condition of the living entity, where he is, and then treating him accordingly. It is very essential. So he will not be able to accept the Krishna consciousness as a solid principle at that point in time. Theoretically, he knows everything, but practically, he will not be able to do. So because he has got affected by a particular mode of material nature. Just like if somebody gets fever, so like we cannot say like no fever chodo or healthy raho. It's not possible. Fever, so like it is difficult. So then we have to treat him like a patient only. And we cannot say, "Arey, to kal to acha tha tum, kal acha tha, aaj fever hai, kya kar sakte? No fever to aa gaya." So when somebody is affected by the modes of material nature, he is really affected, and we cannot treat him, just like, just itna kuch class suna hai, itna kuch padha hai, like itna kuch practice kiya hai, chodo isko like bhakti karo, nahi kar sakte, he will not be able to do. So he has to be treated again, in the same way, like, so it may not take as much time as it took for him to come before from the material platform to this. So at this time he will come very fast, but then the treatment has to be like, the expectation has to be lowered, in this case. And okay, sometimes it is seen spiritually advanced person becomes materially impoverished. They'll become very poor. So this is no discouragement. On the other hand, such impoverishment is a good sign as much as the falling of temperature is a good sign, right? So if somebody is like practicing sincerely Krishna consciousness and he becomes poor, it's a good sign. So Prabhupada says it's just like falling of temperature, It's like fever come or else. So sometimes devotees pray that, Krishna, like, it's okay, like, let me have the fever for some more time. So, and we can take it for granted. Krishna will not, for such a person, Krishna will not reduce the fever also. A person who is like really struggling and he's thinking that, Krishna, when will I get attachment to you? Now I was sincerely want to develop attachment to you, and I'm tormented by this material attachments and things like that. So then Krishna will take compassion. He really needs me. Then Krishna will actually reduce the temperature. So this is a nice language to say, reduce the temperature. So literal languages, he may steal off things from us. So that is why he has this name. What is the name of the Lord? Hari. So Hari means like one who steals off the material possession of a living entity. Yeah. So now it is told in a different way. Now he steals off the distress of the living entity. Now that everybody likes to hear. But another feature of that same statement, another angle of the same statement is like he steals off all the material things. So materialistic people, they have this very difficult proposition. Like the whole misery is coming from their material possessions, and they want to have it, and they only want the miseries to go off. How it is possible? It is not possible. So, but then they want to achieve this impossible proposition, right? So that is why the tug of war is there in the material world. So the principle of life should be to decrease the degree of material intoxication, which leads one to be more and more illusioned about this, about the aim of life. So grossly illusioned persons are quite unfit for the entrance into the kingdom of God. Right? So that is why we should have this sincere prayer to the Lord that I am stuck with this illusion. I am completely bewildered by this illusion. So you please save me from this, pit of material existence, and you place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. So please, save me. Please give me a remembrance. Please give me, this proper Krishna consciousness, proper attitude for me, in the practice of Krishna consciousness. So one has to really feel the need of it, and then really, try to pray to the Lord. So, just we have 2-3 minutes more. So I'll just, one small exercise we can actually do. How can a devotee feel himself poor, and a devotee feel that I'm in need of the Lord? How can he feel this thing? Sometimes the satisfaction actually comes in the heart. So everything sab kuch theek chal raha hai. So there is no problem in life. How can a person actually feel that I'm in need of the Lord?
By meditating on the events around us, the uncertainty of the events around us, and thinking that the one who gave us all these conditions can take out anything.
Yeah. So this can, anytime it can actually go off. That's a very nice meditation. Any others? Yes,
This circumstances is provided for us. This comforts is provided by us, not Krishna. So during that time, while we are remembering Krishna, how much we are remembering him.
So all this, whatever we are having, is provided by the Lord. So how much we are feeling grateful to the Lord, how much we are thanking the Lord for these things. Okay. So any other aspects? Yes, Pope? Death can come at any moment. All that satisfaction that I have with all the possessions, death means wholesale robbery, of everything that I have. Wife, children, home, possessions, relatives, everything is taken off. And then living at least put in a new place. Iska matlab kya hai? Wholesale robbery of everything that I had. So yeah, so that's a nice meditation. Yes, Paul?
Just understand these projects. Higher happiness
Yeah. So what kind of happiness that is awaiting, by practice of bhakti? Yeah.
अपने दुख और दूसरों के दुख को मैग्नीफाई करके ये जस्टिफाई कर सकते हैं कि ये जो जगत है दुख आलेगा शाश्वतम है. It's better to go back to work.
Yeah. So there is another one nice meditation, so which we have discussed also. So the real property is, what's our real property? Krishna is our real property, right? And how do we access him? Through the holy name. So that is one of the ways. Nama Rupa Guna Kriya. So when I'm chanting the names of the Lord, so if I'm not able to focus on the holy name, if I'm not able to hear the holy name of the Lord, so then I'm not having my wealth with me. Then I'm literally in the poor condition, right? So if we have this goal, that a good situation is a situation where I am able to hear the names of the Lord clearly. And if I'm not able to hear the names of the Lord clearly, that means the situation is not good. So it is not like I'm not in a very good situation. I'm not I'm actually in poor condition, right? So my real wealth is Krishna, and I'm not able to have him, right? So now in that condition, we can actually pray to the Lord that please award me this wealth. I want only this wealth of remembrance of you, and I don't want anything else, right? So devotees have joined in.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Should we start the Shiksha with this?
So maybe can we Siddhartha Prabhu, can you make everybody mute, because there will be a lot of chaos here.
Can I ask a question?
Yes,
Can we
Sorry, can we check in the channel?
can make everyone mute?
Yes.
I have a material attack. How can I feel?
Are they stopping now?
So, in the in our state, definitely we will have attachment. So the material attachment means that thing which is deviating us from Krishna. That is the material attachment. So one of the as we had already mentioned, this particular aspect of contemplating on Krishna as the real wealth. and then not being able to focus on the holy name is actually a condition of poverty. So if any other material thing is crossing our mind at that point in time, so then we can know that this is an attachment which is overpowering me from getting closer to Krishna. And also, like the only solution is we cannot actually give up the material attachment. So because Mama Maya Duratyaya, so it is very, very strong. Krishna's Maya is very strong. So when we understand that we are under the grip of Maya, so we should take shelter of Krishna. Krishna, like one prayer which I try to make is that, I am a small living entity. Why are you showing your power to me? So there are so many big people are there. So Krishna, you show your material nature to him, to them. I am just small living entity. Just give me a remembrance. I'll be a loyal servant to you. So like that. So this way we can actually try to make some prayer, to the Lord that please, ma meve prapatente maya metam tarante. So like that way we can actually make a prayer to the Lord and try to get out of the material attachment, right? So, and it is one time Pangjangripu was actually mentioning that this is moment-to-moment business. At this moment, if I am able to think of Krishna, that's only the profit of at this moment. Next moment again it's a challenge. Whether I'll be able to Krishna conscious or materially conscious, right? So, and even the surrendering process is also moment-to-moment business. So it is not that once I surrender, it is sufficient. So I have to constantly do the process of surrender. Like that. So it's a moment-to-moment this one. So every moment that we have to think of, like how I can surrender at this moment. How I can take shelter of Krishna at this moment. We can start. So again, small non-lessons we'll do, and then we will start the Shiksha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshitaya Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gauravakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna. So all devotees who are taking this auspicious step in their bhakti, so taking the Shiksha levels. So Shraddhavan, Krishna Seva, Krishna Sadhak, Krishna Upasak, and Prabhupada Ashraya. So this is a very nice step that we are trying to do going forward, going closer to Krishna. So it is coming into Krishna consciousness is one thing, and then taking commitments to go closer to Krishna is a little more superior thing actually. So when we take commitment, so then Krishna also take commitment for us. So that is very essential. Sometimes people have this idea that I am there, my Lord is there. We are always connected. So we are always I have a lot of nice feelings towards the Lord and things like that. So in our level 3 sessions, we were actually discussing this particular point that we may have nice connection with the Lord, nice appreciation for the Lord, and nice emotions towards the Lord. But in the beginning stages of bhakti, so our emotions is not taken into account. We cannot take our emotions into account because our emotions will naturally go towards sense gratification, right? So because we are materially conditioned and our natural attraction will be towards the sense gratification. And even sometimes our attraction to the Supreme Lord, the seeming attraction that we have towards the Supreme Lord is also materially motivated. It is not something that is spiritual, right? So that is why in the beginning stages of Krishna consciousness, it is mentioned that we should do Vidhi Purvak Bhakti. We should practice Krishna consciousness based on rules and regulations. Many times this is a difficult subject to comprehend. So Krishna is the Lord and Master. So why should I have rules and regulations? Why should rules and regulations come in between me and the Lord? Right? So it is because we have natural attraction towards material things. And when our natural attraction to Krishna arises, so that time the emotional platform is encouraged. But then in the beginning stages of Krishna consciousness, the emotional platform is completely discouraged. And now if any emotions come, So like senior devotees, just to encourage us, may sometimes appreciate that, but actually it is of no value, right? So the real thing is that we have to follow the practice of Krishna consciousness based on rules and regulations. And more we develop the real attachment to Krishna, more our emotions are properly valid. No, otherwise it is not having much of value. So now these rules and regulations, when we do these rules and regulations, so what is the basis of these rules and regulations? The basis of the rules and regulations is the scriptures. So that is the pramana. That is the place from we derive all the right this ones. Just like when a deceased person, he wants to become all right, he has to follow the prescriptions of the doctor. So in the same way, when we are materially affected, so we have to follow the prescriptions of the Lord, which is given in the form of scriptures, and which is prescribed to us by the devotees of the Lord. So now when we try to take the Shiksha levels, in the beginning level, the one round of chanting is encouraged. And the second level, there is a little bit of shravanam, little bit of reading, and then giving up of the non-vegetarian, and different aspects like this is encouraged. So in this way, every step there is particular level of practice is encouraged. So this is not random practice. This is not random encouragement. This is completely based on the scriptures. And now one is that two aspects are very essential for us. One is to be detached from the matter. Another is to get attached to Krishna. So there are two ways the rules and regulations are actually put into place. So one is something which we are not very, something which is not very good for us, but we are attached to it. So then there is regulation and rules and regulations. So for developing detachment towards that, right? And then something which is very good to us, but we don't have attachment to it. So then also there is rules and regulations, So for developing attachment towards that, right? So when we want to decrease attachment to a certain thing, then we define a maximum standard. Maximum itna hi kar sakte hai, usse zyada nahi karna hai, right? So then that is a rule and regulation for developing detachment from that particular object. And whereas something which is very good to us and we don't have attachment to it, so then udhar rules and regulations kaisa aayega? Minimum itna to karna chahiye. Minimum 16 rounds, minimum 4 rounds, 8 rounds, and minimum half an hour of reading, half an hour of hearing, something like that. Because it is good to us, but we don't have attachment to it. So to develop attachment to it, so minimum standard is prescribed, right? And to develop a detachment, maximum standard is prescribed. So this is the maximum that you can do, not beyond this, like that. So that is why these rules and regulations are there. We know the devotees who are taking up Shiksha. So all of you might be going through some Bhakti Vriksha programs and devotee association, and you must be appreciating the process of Krishna consciousness. So, but then the practical steps becomes difficult. Practically giving up material attachment and taking up attachment to Krishna, it may be difficult. So that is why the step-by-step process is there. Whereas we are systematically trying to train ourselves to develop attachment to Krishna and to develop detachment from material things, right? So when this one topic is discussed, sometimes this fear is also there. So I'll become materially detached fully. That means I'll become Babaji, I'll become a sadhu, sannyasi, and things like that. So last time one couple had come, and so this devotee had picked up Krishna consciousness very fast. So within a week or so, he picked up 16 rounds, and then he started going to temple, and he started wearing tilak and things like that and all. And wife started having so much of fear. Ye to gaya kam se, mera pati gaya abhi. So then I was trying to convince her, saying that no, aisa kuch nahi hota hai. It requires a lot of craziness to become a sadhu. Generally, people don't become. So, definitely your husband will not become a sannyasi. No, don't worry so much. So, developing detachment from matter means what? It is this is, I always quote this particular shloka. I don't have sufficient time to explain that particular shloka. So this Bhakti Pareshan Bhava Virakti Anyatra Paisa Tirka Yenkatala Prapadya Manasya Yatashmita Shus Tushti Pushti Shudapayam Nagasa. So it is like here, the detachment from the matter is compared with the reduction of hunger, in the eating process, reduction of hunger. So we should, we may continue to be with the material object, but we will not be attached to that material object, right? And when we have attachment to the material object, sometimes we abuse the material object. So in fact, we will be able to do well in our material relationships. So when we develop detachment from the material relationships, right? So when we are detached, then we'll be able to do well, in those relationships. So it is not that if we develop detachment, we will give up everything and we'll go to the forest. No, that is not the case. So in fact, that is not recommended also. A proper practitioner of Krishna consciousness, he should not leave home and run away. So then he will not, if he leaves like that, then he will not attain Krishna also, right? So Krishna also will doubt whether he will run away from me also. So because a lot of grihasthas are there in this, in this connection. So I'm just cautioning that aspect, right? So you have choice before getting married. After getting married, you don't have choice, right? So, so that is why we should practice this Krishna consciousness step by step, and we should actively try to develop detachment from the matter and not having the fear that I'll become a sannyasi and things like that. So it is not like that. We will do much better in our material relationships as well when we develop detachment from them, right? And then actively we should try to practice Krishna consciousness and try to increase our attachment to Krishna, right? So that is the whole essence of this process. And initially it was only like 16 rounds and following 4 regulative principles. But then, when we give step-by-step progression, it becomes very easy for people to actually consume and take it, right? So that is why the step-by-step progression is there. So, I wish all the best to all the candidates who are taking this Shiksha, and I appreciate and I thank them for the commitment that they are showing towards Krishna. And it is always given fact that whatever commitment we do towards Krishna is multifold, At least sometimes some people say if you take 1 step towards Krishna takes 10 steps, but then he takes 10 steps in his steps. So in our steps, it will be like countless steps. So so it is many fold, multifold, benefits that we will get. So, but then a devotee should not be thinking of what is the benefit that we are going to get. So we are going to get some benefit which we cannot even measure. Then what's the point of measuring at all? So let's forget about measuring the benefit that we are going to get. So let's just simply focus on how we can increase our commitment towards Krishna. And Krishna is a real boss. The material boss, sometimes they can do layoff and things like that. But Krishna will never do like that. Once we take shelter of Krishna, Krishna will protect us forever. Right? So that is the amazing nature of the Supreme God. So I wish all the best to all the candidates, and then we will move on to the next phase of the program. Over to Vishnu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, devotees. Good morning to everyone. Such a wonderful. Thank you, Harikshetra Prabhu. So I will just share my screen. Are you able to see my screen, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. So we will have a short, quick statistics today. Before that, guidelines for the participants as for the Shiksha level. You can put your name as for example, if your name is Govind, and then you can you are taking the Krishna Sevaka, then you can put 4-Govind. So like this, you can put 1, 4, 8, 12, and 16, so that you will be appropriately pushed to the different breakout session. So now after this, we will just quickly show you the statistics, numbers, and when is the next Shiksha ceremony for another few minutes. After that, everybody will be pushed to a different breakout session depending upon the level that Shiksha that you are taking. And then in the individual group, there will be a Google form that you have to fill in that will mark as attendance. And the administrator who's taking oath, he will put in a chat box in a individual breakout session. And once you fill in that form, then it will be considered as attendance. And if you fail to do that, you would not be marked as attendance. So please make sure that you do that without any issues. And after that, once we go to the breakout session, there will be attendance first, and maybe at the last also we can just have quick attendance through the Google form. No other way of taking attendance. And once the oath is done, then we can close the breakout session and the Zoom link, and then individually can have the joining their centers Sunday feast program. So as Prabhu was saying that Srila Prabhupada has given a minimum requirement for all of us that one should come to the chanting of 16 round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And this Shiksha ceremony definitely helps to come to that, because if somebody begins his journey, he cannot come directly to the 16. So this Shiksha will definitely help individual to come to 1, 4, 8, 12, and finally taking 16 round of Shiksha and taking shelter of our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada, what we call that level as Srila Prabhupada Ashray. So Prabhupada writes in later 1971 that if we have Srila Prabhupada is urging all of students, that means we are all students and followers of Srila Prabhupada, that one should follow the regulatory principles. And if you have to resist this onslaught of Maya, one must come to minimum of chanting 16 round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So this is the instruction given by our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada. And as a follower of Srila Prabhupada, it is our duty, it is out of our love, out of gratitude, we follow Srila Prabhupada's instruction. So this Shiksha ceremony definitely helps in that direction. So every time our ISKCON Whitefield makes some kind of standards, and the standards keep increasing, and today it is a record that today around 407 devotees are taking a Shiksha. I'm sure that we may not have all 407 online, but if those who are absent, individual Bhakti Vriksha leader in their Bhakti Vriksha next Saturday, Sunday, they can administer the oath for the remaining devotees. And once they administer the oath, then they can give feedback to Krishna Gokuleshwar Prabhu, and it will be marked as attendance. So you see that Shraddhavan around 150 people, devotees, Krishna Sevaka 154, and of course it's like a funnel. So it comes down to Srila Prabhupada Ashray 15. So we need to make sure that as a Bhakti Vriksha leader and as an individual as well, so that how we can have these all levels as equal, so that all the devotees who are taking Shraddha one, and he goes step by step to Srila Prabhupada Ashray, and coming to level of taking initiation from bona fide guru from our ISKCON movement. So all the devotees are today seeking the blessings of our DT, Gandharvika Giridhari, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Narsingadev Bhagwan, Guru Parampara, Srila Prabhupada, six Goswamis of Vrindavan, and Srila Prabhupada, and all the assembled Vaishnavas here. Because anything we do, it is a wonderful Vedic culture, Vaishnava culture, that we seek blessings and we get blessings, and in the blessing itself is empowerment. So we may have a challenge, but when we seek the blessings and the blessings of Vaishnava, definitely our path becomes much more better and easier. So before we go to the breakout session, the dates are a reminder for you. Our next Shiksha ceremony will happen on 8th of October. Registration would end 3 weeks before that, that is the 17th of September. And Srila Prabhupada Ashray and Krishna Upasak, the closed book test would happen on 30th of September, Saturday, in Bhakti Center. So with that, I would request Siddhartha Prabhu, please initiate the breakout session. So individually, all 5 administrator devotees would go to the things, and after that, please send the Google form in that chat box, and that will mark as attendance. If any quick question, otherwise we will begin breakout session.
Ruji, I'm creating the breakout sessions. Just a minute.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Sometimes technologies will have some challenge. Siddharth Prabhu is having some challenges. Zoom is getting crashed. So give a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, any devotees before we take forth, anybody would like to just one quick one. Anybody would like to share their journey so that we can get a couple of minutes before Siddhartha Prabhu starts the breakout session. Any one quick, raise your hand and we would allow you to unmute and you can share your journey quickly if any volunteer is there. Okay, Jai Charan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I'm Jaiswaran and I'm studying in 12th grade Prabhu. My Krishna conscious journey started about 2 years back during lockdown times. So back then I was inspired by Amur Lila Prabhu. So he had given us an online course called Spirituality for Modern. So I was attending that, and slowly, with those classes, I had started doing, regularly. I started doing rounds and all that. So initially, I was doing about 2 rounds per day, and I used to read Bhagavad Gita for about 15 minutes. And from there, gradually, I started developing. In these 2 years, yeah, that was my journey. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. You can also mention because this is it's a very wonderful way to express our gratitude the devotees that who had helped us for this journey. Okay, I would request Protoy Roy Prabhu to share his journey, how he came to the level of 4 rounds of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which is a Krishna Sevaka.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, and like my respectful obeisances to all the devotees. Actually, like I have recently moved into Bangalore. It's 1 year now. So previously I was connected to ISKCON in Kolkata. So in Mayapur. So I used to go to Mayapur ISKCON. It's almost 9 years, like from 2014. And like since almost 9 years only, I do 16 rounds of chanting. And like I take like without onion, garlic, veg food also I take, like, and means observe all the regulations of Ekadashi in our family. So we just recently moved in Bangalore. So here we got connected with the Bhakti Vriksha Center.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. So we still are not pushed to the group. So maybe Basudev Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna everyone. Yes, Prabhuji. So I was actually associated with ISKCON and the Panathur Bhakti Center last year, 2022, and within 1 year, I'm blessed, and I got a association with Sabarish Prabhu and Rashmi Mataji. I like to express my gratitude that they helped me come to this level of 12-round Shiksha ceremony. And even I had a Bhagavad Gita before, but I never used to understand that. But when I started joining the session, Bhakti Vriksha sessions every week, then I realized, and now I'm able to understand what it means, and like I'm able to also bring that in my life as well. So it's like whatever happened with me is all because of the BV leader, Sabris Prabhuji and Rashmi Mataji, and the association of the devotees. So
thank you, Prabhu. It is very wonderful to read Srila Prabhupada books, and especially in the association and direction guidance of devotees. It helps us to understand and quickly go ahead. It definitely needs, and thanks for sharing that. Hari Om Prabhu, can you just quickly unmute yourself and share your journey?
Hare Krishna, all devotees. I am connected with ISKCON since 2009, and I was doing my sadhana here and there, but again, it was roller coaster journey. Then I got connected to our Whitefield Center and joined Bhakti Vriksha of Yugal Prabhuji. And now I have like kind of, feeling that I need to be sincere at some stage at least. I spend a lot of time. And so I thought of like committing, joining Shiksha ceremony is the right option for this one. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. So, as you said that this helps us to commit ourselves, and what could be better opportunity than in front of all Vaishnavas and deities that we do that. Of course, deities we have virtually, and Krishna being science and omnipotent, is present everywhere. So, Siddhartha Prabhu, what is the status, Prabhu? Are we still have challenge or? Hare Krishna, Siddharth Prabhu. Okay. Dipanshu, can you unmute yourself and.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji and Mataji.
Hare
So
Krishna.
we are Dipanshu and Pankaj. We both are husband and wife. In 2021 book distribution, that was last day of our gym, and then when Prabhuji told us you should take Gita, but again the same excuse we also have in our hometown. We already have Gita, then and we don't read. And when we go to hometown, we get the time over there only, and we read there. Then that Prabhuji told, no, you should have your own manual. It's not like you cannot be dependent on your parents' manual now. You are adult. Then we said, okay, we will take. And then Prabhuji mentioned, if you are staying nearby, then you can join the Gita course also. Then we have given our number. So after some time, Gita course was started, but at that time my husband have some fracture in his toe, leg. Yeah, so we were not able to come. But our BB leader Suresh Prabhu and Devya Mataji, I think mother is a mother to children. Mother will say once or twice or thrice also. Okay, but Suresh Prabhu was calling us every week without fail, and he is not calling in once, he was calling us twice. Prabhu, will you be able to join? Will you be able to join? Please join. When you come over there, please connect with me. Okay, so we were thinking, no, we will not go. But when Prabhuji is calling us this many times, right? So we said, okay, Prabhuji ko yes bola hai, then we should go. Okay, once or twice, still we missed. How there is a craziness, right? So we have crossed that limit also. But Suresh Prabhu have such a good level of patience. He was telling us, no, it's okay. If you cannot come, it's okay. You can come next time. Then, like if it is in a professional, right, then you may think that if somebody say I will come and you will not come into the meeting, right, then why man, I have arranged this meeting for you, still you didn't come. But Suresh Prabhu have such a big heart. He was calling us again and again. And then we met Kartike Prabhu. So he's usually like in our hometown also we have joined so many classes, and all the Prabhujis start the classes with something else. But here this class was start with how our real life is, how, so that we can connect it. Okay, and I'm very I would say it was never a boring class. If that is a boring class, then we also may have stopped. But every class have such a fun, and we never felt okay, one hour is done or 1.5 hour is done. It's like, oh, abhi to aaye the, what happened, class is done. So it was always such a good class. And then BB session started, and then we met before also Divya Mataji and Suresh Prabhu were always there, but then we were connecting more. And then there were so many senior devotees who were, even we were not in their BV session, they were calling, they were talking with us, how is your sadhana? And then I was very surprised, how can a person call to anybody and ask? But everybody is just doing best, if I will say. And yes.
So seeing senior
Thank you.
devotees, we get this inspiration that we should also do bhakti. We should also move forward in consciousness. This inspiration helped us a lot to stay in the path. Because we might have disconnected a long back, but with the help of our seniors and mentors, only we are moving forward.
So thank you. I think this is a very wonderful, wonderful case study. What we can say that how devotees can get inspired from devotees, and they can cross over all the obstacles and impediments and initial inhibitions, which can definitely help them to make a very wonderful journey. So that is why Srila Prabhupada created this movement such a way that we get opportunity with association with other devotees. And that's why this Sankirtana is called Sankirtana, together. The moment is Sankirtana, where we come together and inspire each other. And definitely, as alone in Kali Yuga is going to be a super challenge. But when we are in the association with association of devotees, definitely it makes our journey much easier and better. So thank you, Shiva, Dipanshu Prabhu and Mataji. So,
Hare Krishna.
Siddharth Prabhu, are we ready, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, we are ready. We can start the breakout rooms now.
Okay,
Shall
thank
I
you.
start the breakout rooms?
Yes, Prabhu. So in breakout sessions, we would be given a Google form by administrator. So then please fill in that form, and that will be marked as attendance. And then after that, there will be oath, and then we'll close the session directly there. You need not to come back again to the main room. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Congratulations to all the devotees. It's very wonderful on a very auspicious day. We wish you a very happy journey, and wish you all the best for your journey. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Siddhartha Prabhu is good.
I'm going to start the rooms now. Many devotees have not yet renamed themselves, requesting everyone to please rename. Click on the participants link. You will see a list of participants. You will see your name at the top. Click on your name. It will give you an option to rename. So please rename, add the number of rounds so that I can add you to the respective breakout rooms. I'm going to start the breakout rooms now. You will get an option to join. Please kindly click on join. I have started the breakout rooms. Please kindly click on join.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I am joined now only.
Yeah, please rename. Okay, what's your name?
Praveen. 12 Praveen is there.
Yeah. 1 minute. I am assigning you to the 12 rounds. Yeah. I've assigned you. Please kindly join that room.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
This is 12 Meenakshi Gupta. I am also not able to see the breakout room.
1 minute. Let me check. I think I have participant room. Yes, Meenakshi Mataji, I'm assigning you to 12 rounds. Are you seeing an option now?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, this is Venkatesh.
Yeah, 1 minute. I'm coming to you.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
Yes, Mataji.
मैं कृष्ण साधिका का यानी ओथ लेने के लिए आई हूँ, तो अभी
आपका नाम बताइए।
मेरा चित्रा बनर्जी।
आपने 1 मिनट, कितना राउंड्स का है आपका?
मैं वैसे 16 भी करती हूँ, 64 भी करती हूँ, पर 8 राउंड कंपलसरी है आप लोग इसमें कृष्णा साधका में।
एक मिनट, आपका माता जी आपका नाम बताइएगा एक बार।
चित्रा बैनर्जी।
एक मिनट, हाँ मैं एक मिनट आपको 8 राउंड्स ना।
हाँ हाँ हाँ
हाँ हाँ, देखिए आपको ऑप्शन आया होगा अभी।
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna
I'm
Prabhuji.
Pooja Krishna. Mine is 8 rounds. I'm unable to join to that break session.
No, please rename yourself if you're not able to
I
join.
renamed it, Prabhuji. I joined late, but I renamed it.
Okay, 1 minute, 1 minute. If you have renamed, then I'm looking at all the renamed ones and I'm assigning.
Yeah, 8 rounds.
Who is Snehalata Lal? You have renamed to 14. We don't have 14. Tell me which one to assign you to.
Prabhuji,
Yes, Mataji.
this is Sindhuja, number 1. I've renamed it as 1 Sindhuja Murlidhar. Can you tell me?
Yes, let me check.
Huh.
This is 1 Sindhuja, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got
yes.
some S over there.
Yes, I'm able to see. 1 minute, I'm assigning you.
Huh. So, I'll just click join, no? That's all.
Yeah, just click on join. Just click on join. Okay, I've got some messages from some.
Hello. Prabhuji.
Yes.
हाँ स्नेहलता, आप 14 राउंड्स का कुछ बोल रहे थे, क्या करना
नहीं
है?
माता जी 14 राउंड्स नहीं है, या तो 12 राउंड्स या 16 राउंड्स। आपने किसके लिए साइन अप किया है?
ठीक है, 12 राउंड्स कर देती हूँ।
हाँ 12 के लिए आपको मैंने किया है। देखिए आपको ऑप्शन आया होगा। अर्पणा गोविंदम माता जी 10 राउंड्स क्या है? 10 नहीं है, 8 है, 12 है, 16 है।
हरे कृष्ण
Prabhuji. Venkatesh Prabhuji, please rename yourself so that I can assign you to the right room. I'm not.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Please rename yourself. Otherwise, I'll not get to know which room to assign you to.
This is Venkatesh Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Dandat Pranam.
Yes,
This is
Mataji.
Pallavi Tripathi. Prabhuji, I used to chant every day 16 round, Prabhuji.
Okay. No, but you are taking oath for which one, Mataji? Then accordingly, I will assign you.
I'm taking for oath for 4 rounds, Prabhuji, but I used to chant every day 16 round.
Okay. What's your name, Mataji?
Pallavi Tripathi, Prabhuji.
1 minute. Let me check your Pallavi.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
But I think Siddharth Prabhu, in the name of Pallavi Tripathi Mataji, there is already 4. So she is mentioned as Sadak. So
Mataji, आप 4 Pallavi Tripathi करिए. It's for Pallavi Tripathi 4, so that will be difficult to find. Please type 4 Pallavi Tripathi.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Dandat Pranam. 4 rounds चाहिए।
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
I am Kalpana. I am now getting to join in 1 round Shiksha level, Prabhuji.
What is your name? Kalpana.
Devisetti Kalpana. Yes,
Okay.
Prabhuji.
Okay, you have not renamed.
Same problem.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. 4 rounds Sunita Srivastav.
1 minute. You can type your name if you don't know how to rename. Please put it on the chat. Put it on the chat how many rounds have you done.
అంత అర్థమైందిరా, జాయిన్ అవడానికి ఒక ఐడి కావాలి కదా.
Yes, Prabhuji, I have put my name into the chat.
Can you put it again, please?
Okay, Prabhuji.
Saurabh Choksebru, I have put you already in the group. You need to click on join.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, I am Devasis here. Actually, I am doing 4 round of chanting. Please assign me to 4 round of room.
Okay, I am assigning you to 4. Okay, assign.
Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, this is Venkatesh. I am doing 16 rounds.
No, but you are taking oath for which one, Prabhuji?
Level 1.
Level 1. Venkatesh. Okay, Venkatesh K, right?
Yeah, Venkatesh K.
Okay, you should have got an option to join. Please join. Okay, Radha Krishna. There is someone by the name of Radha Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
Please rename yourself. please rename yourself. That way it will be faster.
Yeah.
And
I
first of
renamed
all,
it. I renamed it, Prabhu. 4 rounds.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Vanshika Jain. Yes,
I have
Mataji.
renamed Prabhuji. Please confirm. 8
No,
Vanshika
it's
Jain.
oh yeah. I have already assigned you to the breakout room. You should see an option. You'll have to click on
हरे
join.
कृष्ण प्रभु जी, हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
Where to
Yes.
see Prabhuji?
मेरा
Please.
एक राउंड के लिए है प्रभु जी। सिद्धार्थ प्रभु जी कौन है? हम बिहार से हैं, हम इंग्लिश नहीं जानते हैं, इसलिए
तो
हमको एक
आपका
राउंड में कर।
आपका नाम बताइए माता जी।
अनीता माता जी।
वीडियो वाला
अनीता, आपका कौन सा कितना राउंड्स का है?
1 राउंड के लिए है।
1
मैं
राउंड
बिहार
है।
से हूँ। जी
देखिए
जी, मैं
देखिए आपको ऑप्शन आया होगा, ज्वाइन करिए।
अच्छा
हाँ, Vanshika माता जी, you'll have to click. I've allotted you already. You'll have to join.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Prabhuji,
Yes,
I
माता
have
जी।
texted my name in the chat, Prabhuji.
Rati Thakur Prabhuji 4 round के लिए।
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Nirmala here. I am unable to see the link for 1 round.
No, Mataji, you had not renamed yourself. I just Nirmala Bhatt, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I have just assigned you to.
Ha, I got it. Thank you.
Please join.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
I texted my name in the chat, Prabhuji. Yes, I got it.
Is it? Ha. Okay. Kambala Prasad is 8 pounds. Please rename yourself. That way it will be faster. Otherwise, I'll have to check manually.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
Yes, माता जी।
मैं रमा बोल रही हूँ।
हाँ, रमा माता जी, आपका कितना राउंड्स का होता है बताइए।
महाराज जी 1 राउंड।
1 या 8?
8 नहीं, 1।
एक ठीक है। देखिए आपको ऑप्शन आया होगा, ज्वाइन करिए।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Anil Prabhu, this is how many rounds oath you are taking? 1, 4, 8 or 12? You have texted me for 5, but you need to choose from 1, 4, 8 or 12. Anil Kumar Vipala.
Yeah, then I will choose. Let me know, Prabhuji. I'm doing 5 rounds. Okay.
Okay, I'm assigning you to 4 rounds then.
Okay then.
Hare
No, have
Krishna
you taken?
Prabhu.
Have you? हाँ, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna
Just
Prabhuji.
add Abha Mishra Mataji into 1 round. She's
Abha Mishra
not.
Mataji has already added. She needs to join the breakout room. She's already allotted.
उनको अभा मिश्रा माता जी आप ज्वाइन कीजिए, आपको लिंक आया होगा, उस पर क्लिक कीजिए और वंशिका आप भी क्लिक करो।
Anil Prabhu, have you discussed with your Bhakti Vriksha leader? This is, you have to take oath for which one? Have you taken oath before?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay, I'm assigning you to 1 then.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Sapna Chauhan. मेरा
Yes,
1
Sapna
round
माता जी।
का कोर्स था।
1 राउंड का होता है। 1 मिनट मैं आपको असाइन कर रहा हूँ। सपना चौहान, राइट? सपना चौहान को 1 राउंड, ठीक है।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
Yes, माता जी।
Lakshmi Ummudi, every day 3 rounds chanting, Prabhuji.
3 rounds. Oath for which one, Mataji? Okay, I'll assign you to 1 round. Your name, Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Lakshmi Mataji is 1 round. Okay.
Hare
Assign Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Raki Thakur 4 round.
Raki Mataji, I have already assigned you. Please join. I had already assigned you to 4 rounds. You'll see an option already.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
I am Sushri Sahu, 4 round.
Sushri Sahu Mataji, 1 minute. Okay.
4 round, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Moved you. Please join.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Sunita Srivastava 4 round.
Sunita Srivastava 4 round. Okay. Manjulali Mataji, I have added everyone. Please see if I have not added yet anyone. So 3, 4.
Yes, Prabhu. I'm just checking. Yeah. There's still 8 Purvit Sharma, Prabhu.
No, I have added him, Mataji. He has to join.
He's still here, and Pallavi Tripathi is also here.
I have added both of them, as in they have to click on that breakout room and join.
Okay. राखी माता जी भी ज्वाइन करिए, पल्लवी जी
उन्होंने भी, आई थिंक उन्होंने भी नहीं किया शायद, उनको भी असाइन कर दिया मैंने.
पल्लवी माता जी, राखी ठाकुर माता जी प्लीज ज्वाइन करिए 4 राउंड्स में. प्रदीप जी भी यहीं पर ही हैं. 4 प्रदीप.
He has also been assigned to 4. He is not joined yet.
12 Vishnu Priyanka also please join. 12 Srinivas Kumar Vuka also please join. 12 Indrajit please join.
We joined that and we came back to this thing.
Oh, you're done with the oath?
Yeah, done with the oath.
Okay.
All right.
You can leave?
Thank you. I think yes, you can leave.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
There is a Kumkum Prasad Mataji. Can you add her in one round?
No, I had added her. Kumkum Prasad. Okay. Yeah, added her too. Added her.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Vanita Behra Mataji, 1 minute.
Pallavi Tripathi Mataji is still here.
No, I had assigned her. She came back. I assigned her again.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
I'm Tripati here.
Tripati Prabhu. Which?
Bhakti Barsana Bhakti Viks.
No. Which oath are you taking through? 1 round, 4 round, 8 rounds?
Yeah, I do generally 4 round.
No. Oath, which one are you taking? Shraddhavan, Krishna Seva, Krishna Upasak, which one?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Have you taken oath before, Prabhu?
No.
Okay, I'm assigning you to 1 round. You join Shraddhavan.
Sure.
Yeah, please join. I've assigned you.
हरे कृष्णा सिद्धार्थ प्रभु.
यस प्रभु जी.
प्रभु मैं चंदन बोल रहा हूँ. गया से एक अनीता देवी करके है, 1 राउंड के लिए, वो ज्वाइन कर ली क्या?
हाँ, उनको मैंने असाइन कर दिया था पहले.
ठीक है. और आरती का हो गया 8 राउंड वाला, तो हम लोग मीटिंग लीव कर सकते हैं?
Yes, that's what Yugal Kishore Prabhu said, Prabhu. Directly they can leave.
हाँ ठीक है, आप लीव कर सकते हैं.
थैंक यू माता जी. थैंक यू प्रभु जी. हरे कृष्णा.
हरे कृष्णा. प्रभु
जी, हमने भी 8 राउंड की ओथ ले ली, so can we leave the meeting now?
हाँ, अगर ओथ ले लिया तो आप लीव कर सकते हैं.
हरे कृष्ण. कमला प्रसाद प्रभु आपका हो गया? कमला प्रसाद प्रभु आपका हो गया है?
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम. वो 8 राउंड के लिए बताए थे, मेरे वो 12 राउंड के लिए आया था प्रभु जी.
प्रभु जी
नहीं.
हरे कृष्ण
प्रभु जी, can you add me in a group of 8 round?
Yeah, bro, I added you many times. Purvit Prabhu.
But I don't know, like it's not connecting properly.
सिद्धार्थ प्रभु, कमला प्रसाद प्रभु को आप 8 राउंड्स वाले में ऐड कर दीजिए.
हाँ ठीक है.
8 राउंड्स में कमला प्रसाद.
प्रभु जी.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
I have to join Siddharth Prabhu's Ashraya group. Prabhuji, can you connect me?
1 minute. Kamala Prasad Prabhu, Anupam Krishna Prabhu, Kamala Prasad Prabhu to 8 rounds, right?
8 rounds, yes. 8 rounds में कर दीजिए उनको.
I think 8 का शायद हो गया already.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, 8 Vanshika Jain, but I'm not getting that room to connect.
Oh, I think Mataji 8 rounds is.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Then we'll do in the review. Let's see.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Okay, Kamala Prasad, I've moved to 8 rounds. Yes, who's saying now?
It's Vanshika Jain, Prabhuji. Not getting the room.
Okay, yeah, I'm assigning you again. 1 minute.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, what about me?
What's your name, Mataji?
Saroja Ramanathan Ashraya.
Which Ashraya, Mataji?
16 rounds.
16 rounds, okay, I'm assigning you.
Yeah.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, can you assign me?
Prabhu, 4 rounds, Radha Krishna, my name.
Yeah, assigned you. Please go on.
Prabhuji, Karthik 1 round.
Karthik 1 round, done. Okay,
Hare
next.
Krishna Prabhu, Shalika 12 rounds.
Shalika 12 rounds.
Those who have already completed their oath, please leave the meeting because it is creating confusion. A lot of people are coming back and staying. So those who have completed, जिनकी शिक्षा हो चुकी है, वो अभी आप मीटिंग लीव कर सकते हैं.
प्रभु जी हरे कृष्णा. गूगल फॉर्म में हम फिलअप नहीं किया था, एक बार गूगल फॉर्म सेंड कीजिएगा.
आपका नाम माता जी?
प्रेमिला तामराला, फर्स्ट राउंड प्रभु जी. प्रेमिला.
माता जी आप वापस, हाँ प्रमिला तामराला ना, आप वापस ज्वाइन करिए, वहां पे आपको मिलेगा लिंक. ब्रेकआउट रूम आप वापस ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी. प्रणाम.
प्रणाम. Sunita Mataji, I have assigned you to 8 rounds. Please join.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी.
Yes.
దండవత్ ప్రభుజీ.
धन्यवाद प्रणाम माताजी.
నేను రమాదేవి ప్రభుజీ.
Yes माताजी. How many rounds?
లెవెల్ 1 లో ఉన్నాం, స్టార్ట్ అయిన ప్రభుజీ. 10 to 16 వరకు చేస్తున్నాము ప్రభుజీ.
But oath for which round माताजी? Ramadevi 1 round. Okay. I am assigning. Join ಮಾಡಿ ಮಾತಾजी.
Thank you Prabhu.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. This is Sindhuja Muralidhar.
Sindhuja Mataji, you have taken oath already?
Yeah, I've taken oath. I just want to check if everything is finished and I have to leave now.
You can leave now. You can leave now. Those who have taken oath can leave. Yes, Radha Krishna. I assigned you to 4 rounds, Prabhu, earlier.
But I got that invite, but it asking that again code and everything, Prabhu.
Okay. Join. Join again, Prabhu. I have assigned you to 4 rounds.
Again means we need to give the again passcode everything.
No. Breakout. This is breakout room. You join. You don't need to give passcode.
But it is asking, Prabhu.
Okay, then you can enter passcode 16108.
But that is coming again this meeting only.
Oh, then I think you are facing some different problem then. Who's your Bhakti Vriksha leader?
Sachidananda Nagar, Prabhu.
Okay. See, I've assigned you to breakout room. Try joining it if you are able to join. If you're not able to join, facing problem, then you can. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'm sharing the Google form link here. Those who have not been able to join the breakout room, please fill the Google form at least.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhati.
Yes, Mataji.
4 rounds.
Join Mataji. I've assigned you. No, actually, I think Nilamri Mataji, taking oath is important, so I can't share the Google form here. They need to go in and take oath. Otherwise, they can do it with the respective Bhakti Vriksha leaders later.
So, Prabhuji, oath has been taken. I don't know what happened in the Google, that break room, but they were saying that we could not fill that Google forms. Is it mandatory?
It is mandatory for attendance, actually. Okay, 1 minute. Yeah.
No problem. Then I'll confirm their attendance. Because
then not a problem, Mataji. If you have confirmed the attendance, you can share it with Krishna Gokulesh Prabhu.
Okay, fine. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Those who have taken oath can please leave.
Kamla Prasad Prabhu and Usha Mataji, have you completed the oath? आपका हो गया है oath? Kamla Prasad Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I have not taken the oath.
8 rounds में आप प्रभु सिद्धार्थ प्रभु इनको 8 rounds में ऐड करना था.
मैंने उनको ऐड कर दिया कमला प्रसाद प्रभु को. 8 rounds वाला रूम खाली हो गया, उसमें कोई है नहीं अभी. I think सब लोग चले गए.
So now what, like, I think
1 minute.
In the
12 rounds, 8 rounds. Who was the moderator? 8 rounds was Bandhu Matak Prabhu. I think Bandhu Matak Prabhu is not here. हाँ, आई थिंक प्रभु जी वो 8 राउंड्स ओथ इज डन, आपको फिर सेपरेटली करना पड़ेगा।
And one round?
One round में आई थिंक राघवेंद्र प्रभु इज, लेट मी चेक। हाँ, आई थिंक one round also I don't see राघवेंद्र प्रभु। One round is also done probably। हाँ, हो गया bro, one round भी हो गया है। Well, only 16 rounds is still ongoing, so Gopal was there। 12 rounds is also done, I think।
Okay, then I think you can leave Kamala Prasad Prabhu and Usha Mataji. So we'll do it in the Bhakti Vriksha.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, those who are not able to do their oath, please do it in the Bhakti Vriksha।
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्णा।
धन्यवाद प्रणाम प्रभु जी। 4 राउंड प्रभु जी।
4 round, let me check। 4 round
ग्रुप।
1 minute Mataji। Okay, I think Harikshit Prabhu, everyone has left। I think all the votes are done।
One more, Mataji is not able to, click on the mic, so she's not able to even say, like Puja Devi. So just as attendance, I'll inform Prabhuji.
Yes, yes, yeah। You can take the oath once Bhakti Vriksha leaders are taking oath, then I think that will also count as attendance only, not a problem। Certificates will be given in that case।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्णा।
मेरा रजिस्टर हो गया प्रभु जी। 8 राउंड सुनीता ग्रोवर।
आपने माता जी ओथ ले लिया था?
ओथ नहीं ले पाई माता जी, वो प्रभु जी मेरा नेटवर्क इशू आ रहा था।
अच्छा, हाँ ठीक है माता जी, फिर कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। आपके भक्ति वृक्षा लीडर कौन है?
प्रियंका माता जी।
हाँ, आप उनके साथ ओथ ले लीजिएगा।
तो इसमें वो हो गया मेरा नाम?
हाँ, जो लोगों ने ज्वाइन किया उन लोगों का सबका ऑलरेडी यहाँ पे आ गया है।
क्योंकि प्रभु जी जितनी बार भी मैंने वो किया है ना, वो नाम रजिस्टर्ड नहीं होता मेरा।
अच्छा, नहीं कोई बात नहीं माता जी, आप अपने भक्ति वृक्षा लीडर को बता दीजिएगा।
क्योंकि फिर वो सुबंधु प्रभु जी भी बोल रहे होते हैं, वो हैं तो वो कहते हैं कि आपने किया नहीं था।
हाँ,
कुछ
नहीं
प्रॉब्लम आ जाती है।
ओके, नहीं माता जी आपका इधर है, आप मेरे को मैसेज कर दीजिएगा, मैं बता दूंगा।
एक बार चेक कर लीजिए, नहीं तो सुनीता ग्रोवर 8 राउंड।
हाँ हाँ, आपका है नाम, आपका आ गया।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु।
यस माता जी।
प्रभु मेरा 12 राउंड
अभी होगा क्या? अभी के अपने ग्रुप में करना
नहीं
पड़ेगा?
अभी सब लोग छोड़ सकते हैं, अभी खत्म हो गया मीटिंग। आई थिंक अभी सारे ओथ्स हो गए हैं, तो अभी मैं मीटिंग एंड करने वाला हूँ। जिनका जो आज प्रेजेंट थे बट जिनका ओथ नहीं हो पाया, आप लोग प्लीज अपने भक्ति वृक्षा लीडर्स को इन्फॉर्म करिएगा, एंड आपका फिर वहां पे ओथ हो जाएगा, फिर आपको सर्टिफिकेट मिल जाएगा उधर।
तो प्रभु जी हमें भक्ति वृक्षा लीडर को ओथ का ऑडियो भेजना है क्या?
नहीं, आपने ओथ जब आपके भक्ति वृक्षा लीडर कौन है माता जी? शालिका माता जी?
ये नवद्वीपेश्वरी माता जी।
हाँ ठीक है, आपने आज ओथ लिया क्या ब्रेकआउट रूम में जाकर के?
नहीं प्रभु जी, ब्रेकआउट रूम में मैं एंटर हुई, कोई है ही नहीं ब्रेकआउट रूम में, सिर्फ 2 लोग हैं।
हाँ, वो ओथ आई थिंक ओथ हो चुका था तब तक। नो प्रॉब्लम, आप अपने भक्ति वृक्षा लीडर को इन्फॉर्म कर दीजिएगा कि आपने ज्वाइन किया था बट तब तक ओथ हो चुका था। वो आपसे ओथ अलग से दिलवा देंगे, फिर सर्टिफिकेट मिल जाएगा।
ठीक है प्रभु, ठीक है। तो अभी हो गया है ना प्रभु इसका?
हाँ, अभी हो गया। अभी एवरीवन कैन लीव। आई एम गोइंग टू एंड द मीटिंग नाउ। थैंक यू एवरीवन।
थैंक यू प्रभु।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
यस माता जी।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
प्रभु जी वन अंशु कुश, ये रजिस्टर्ड है क्या?
हाँ माता जी, नो प्रॉब्लम। यू कैन, इफ यू हैव नॉट टेकन द ओथ, you please take the oath with your Bhakti Vriksha leader। Once you take the oath, the certificates will be given after that।
नहीं प्रभु जी, मैंने ओथ तो ली थी, लेकिन मुझे ये समझ में नहीं आया कि वहां पर मेरी प्रेजेंट लगी कि नहीं, ऐसा। अटेंडेंस लगी कि नहीं?
आपका नाम माता जी?
वन अंशु कुश।
ओके, आपने वो गूगल फॉर्म लिंक जो पोस्ट हुआ था, आपने वो भर दिया था?
हाँ, उसमें भी मैंने वन अंशु कुश ही लिखा है।
हाँ ठीक है, फिर हो गया आपका, फिर हो गया।
ठीक है।